What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG deck builders episode. Anyways, so yeah, today we're gonna go ahead and talk about Mega Ray Qaza. If I remember right, this is what it is. Yes, Mega Rayquaza is what we're talking about. And so yeah, this is one of the used to be a very hyped deck back in the day when it first came out because of the fact that Mega Rayquaza is such a powerful deck. But the problem is, ever since Parallel City came out, this deck became unhyped because it just drops down his attack just tremendously. So you're going from 240 all the way down to 90 because of Parallel City. So, but we're going to go ahead and just show you guys the simple build of a Mega Rayquaza deck. And if you guys still want to run this is still quite oftenly ran in the meta, currently even in regional tournaments, because of that sole fact that Mega Rayquaza is such a quick deck. Now, you can play him out correctly, you can get him out quickly, and you can just start doing some major, massive damage right off the bat. But the problem is, this deck is super expensive. And I mean, you're looking at upwards into the near $300 range just to get the deck. That's because, you know, Rayquaza is a collector's item, and he's also playable. But on top of that, just, you know, the shamans that you need, and I mean, you need a minimum of 2 shamans just to be playable. And I know Shaman went down in price quite significantly since it was before, but it's still up there, it's still pricey. So you're looking at some pretty crazy, you know, just with the staples alone, some pretty crazy pricing on here. But without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. So this is not a beginner's deck by any means, just because of pricing. A beginner can run this deck, but I wouldn't advise it because it's a deck that's more for the advanced player out there. So if you guys are looking to make this possible deck, guys, then I would be more advanced in the deck for you. And all these cards in this video, guys, have been actually, believe it or not, purchased at Galactic Toys. So if you guys get a chance to hit them up over there, Kentwood store over in GR area, and in the storefront, or go on the online store at galactictoysstore.com, where you can go ahead and find all your necessary needs and all these other things that deal with toys and stuff for you, including Pokemon cards for a really good price, even in singles for Pokemon cards, and that'd be at www.galactictoys.com. Anyways, yeah, guys, I do not get paid for those advertisements. I'm just promoting them on my videos because the owner, Jeff, he's such a good guy out there, and you know, I think he deserves a shout out in my videos because I do buy from him the most. So so that's why I do these promotions for him, and because he's one of my league guys. So that's why I do this. I don't get paid. Okay, so just FYI, I don't do this to get paid. On YouTube, I don't even make enough money to get paid on YouTube to even consider about that. So FYI, guys, just if you were wondering, that's what it is. I'm doing it because I'm supporting him because he's such a good guy, and the other co-owner that goes there. But yeah, if you guys get a chance to hit him up over there, just go over there, take a look at what they have in singles, man. They have a huge variety of collection there. So yeah, without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. So we got a Giratina, just like normal. We'll go ahead and just read through the cards. We got two Hoopa EXs, 2 Shaman EXs, 3 Dragonite EXs, 4 Rayquaza EX, 3 Mega Rayquaza EX, 4 Skyfield, 2 Footstone, 3 Rayquaza Spirit Links, Super Rod, 3 Mega Turbos, 3 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, 4 Via Seekers, 1 Pokemon Ranger, 2 Lysanders, 3 N, 4 Sycamore, Professor Sycamores, 4 Double Colorless Energy, and 7 Psychic Energy. As you guys can see, this is actually a Psychic build, and that's because of this guy right here. So if you need to get a backup attacker, so Carbinks out there, you got one right here, and the attack is decent as well. So let's go ahead and get started on this deck. And yeah, so we do start off with Giratina. Now, Giratina's ability here, this is the new Giratina card that shuts off breaks. So Giratina's got 130 HP. It's a Psychic type, and the ability is Devour Light. Devour Light, it says each Pokemon break has no ability. This includes abilities of its previous evolution. So Carbink break is now shut off. Greninja break is now shut off. So this is a very dangerous card, unless they're running Silent Lab, which would shut this Pokemon off, or Gardener, which would shut this Pokemon off. So it's a very crazy, card indeed. But the reason other than this is because we need a backup attacker that's a non-EX Pokemon. So we can go ahead and attack the Reggies, so we can go ahead and get rid of those Carbinks and one-shot them. And the attack is pretty expensive, but it's a decent attack. I mean, for what it's worth, it's actually decent. We got Shadow Claw to 2 Psychic Energies and a double Colorless Energy or 2 Colorless Energies, which does 110, which is not bad. The cost is expensive, but the attack is not bad. Okay, so, but the cool thing about this attack, it says discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Pretty crazy. I know when I was versing Juan against the Circle Circuit Raichu deck with this the other day, I discarded a Sycamore from him when he was playing. He played Carbink. I destroyed the Carbink, obviously, with Giratina, and then I discarded one of his random cards from his hand, and he was down to 2 cards, right? And just so happened to be a Sycamore, and he got screwed that way big time. So it can be very nifty card here, indeed. So that's why Giratina's in there. It's a very good card, and I don't see it played very often because there's not very many break cards out there, but it's there in case. Now we do run 2 Hoopa EXs in this set, and these are for many reasons, obviously because of Scoundrel Ring. Now the whole basis of Mega Rayquaza's attack says this. Emerald Break. This attack does 30 times the number of your bench Pokemon. So if you get Skyfield out, you're doing a minimum of 240 damage. A maximum, of 240 damage. So we need absolutely 2 Hoopa EXs to fill out that bench space to make it 8 Pokemon, which is why we have the 2 Hoopa EXs in this deck for Scoundrel Ring to grab out the 3 extra EX Pokemon. And because you can also grab out Mega Rayquaza and evolve him on turn 1 because of his Ancient Trait ability, which is another thing that makes Mega Ray such a dangerous deck, such a quick deck. So, other than that, we also got another backup attacker with Hyperspace Fury. You do not see Hoopa as an attacker ever, but in this deck, he can actually be used as a backup attacker. So, with that being said, you do discard 2 energies attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply a weakness or resistance for bench Pokemon. It's not a great attack. 100 damage for any of the Pokemon. But if you need that last, kill and they Lysander your Hoopa out, and this is the only way you can go ahead and get a knockout, well, you know what? You got Hoopa as an attacker now, and you can use him as a backup attacker because this is the Psychic build. So, we do have him as a backup attacker. It's a tech card, really, not really a backup attacker. So we use Hoopa as a tech card, really, obviously, for the ability there. Our next card, we got 2 copies of Shaman. Now, you do not need 4 Shaman. Now, it is highly recommended you run 4 Shaman in this because of the draw support that you will need in this deck. But you do not need to run 4 Shaman. In fact, the minimum, and I say this strongly, the minimum Shaman you need in this deck is 2. And unfortunately, I did not pull out another Shaman, and I'm not going to buy another Shaman unless I pull them from booster packs, is that I only have 2 Shaman copies. So, without any further ado, guys, you need to have Shaman in the deck, and the reason for that is because of setup. When this Pokemon, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand, and that's the reason why. And it eats up bench space, so therefore you can go ahead and hit that 240. It's such a good card in this deck, and you need him. Well, now there's a vulnerability because he's 110 HP, so be careful when you throw Shaman out there. But the minimum is 2 Shamans, and unfortunately you do need them. But you do have the Skyrim return for 30 and to return all the cards in your hand with Shaman. Now, you run 3 copies of Dragonite. You do not need 3 Dragonites. I did that in replace for one of the Shamans just in case if, let's say, one of my Rayquazas goes and gets knocked out. Hey, you know what? I could throw out a Dragonite. You really only need 2 Dragonite in this deck. But because I don't have another Shaman, I decided to swap them out with a Dragonite EX. Just for that consistency purpose. But, hey, you know what? If you can go ahead and get back that Shaman, you know what? Cool. I mean, that Rayquaza or whatever you need. That's always a good thing because his ability says pull up. So when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you may put 2 basic Pokemon, except for Dragonite EX, from a discard pile into your hand. Such a great ability. And then obviously he's also a backup tech attacker with Hyper Beam going on there, which does 130 and says discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. You won't be using Dragonite EX really as an attacker, more than likely, but he's there as a backup attacker if you need to. And then our next card we are running 4 copies of Rayquaza EX. I'm going to only show you 3 because I need to read the card. So Rayquaza EX is interesting. He has 170 HP. You're really not going to be attacking with Rayquaza EX typically, but he's an interesting card. For one colorless energy, intensifying burn, which does 10+. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, this attack does 50 more damage. So you're doing 60 damage on turn 1 typically in this format right now. So it's not bad. Only problem is with Sun and Moon coming out, the EX may not be so good anymore. So that's why you'd run Mega Ray, right? That's why you wouldn't be using this attack. But you know, in turn 1, that's a decent attack if you need to do an attack without evolving Mega Ray. For 3 color synergy, you have Dragon Pulse, which does 100. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. You're not going to ever use that attack. You're not going to mill yourself out. But I mean, if you need to, I guess you will, but you're not going to use that attack because more than likely, you will have them bench. You won't even be using them, and you'll be having this baby out here, Cold Mega Rayquaza EX as your attacker. So we won 3 of those. Obviously, you guys know that, as I just stated. Mega Rayquaza has 220 HP for Psychic type, so he's very dangerous. His weakness is Lightning, unfortunately, and there's a lot of Lightning going out there with the weakness because of Yveltal's weakness. But his Ancient Trait, which is awesome, says you may play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon during your first turn, or the turn you play this Pokemon. Therefore, you can evolve them turn 1. It is crazy. This is a crazy deck just because of that. It's such a powerful, such a quick attacker, such a quick, you know, just dangerous card. And then we got the attack for 3 energies, which is colorless. Emerald Break does 30 times. This attack does 30 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon, which is why we run Skyfield, so we can get the maximum potential of 240 damage instead of like 120, I think, if you get 5 of them out. So we run 4 copies of Skyfield, obviously, and you guys know what Skyfield does. It expands your deck, your bench space to 8 instead of 5. It's a must need. You had to have 4 copies, or at minimum of 3, but 4 is literally the most recommended. For sure, to get the maximum potential of damage, so you could always, you know, beat out your opponent on the stages. So we got 2 Footstones, and obviously you guys know why we run Footstone. You attach that to like a Hoopa or Dragonite, whatever you need to, just for your retreat cost. They all have like 2 to 3, I believe, on retreat cost in them, so you really don't want to get Lysander out if you don't have to, but you can use them as backup attackers, which is alright. You run 3 Rayquaza Spirit Links, obviously, so you don't lose your turn, but with Rayquaza being such an OP card already, you know, you put this on a Rayquaza, boom, and you attach them, you're turn 1 evolving, and you're not losing your turn. Super Rod. We run Super Rod in this deck instead of Brock Script because there's so many EX Pokemon. So we do not want to run Brock Script because, let's just face it, 2 cards, card permanently, there's really no reason for you to run Brock Script unless it's like a Mega Rayquaza deck, Mega Gardevoir deck. So Super Rod is probably the most efficient here, and really you're only going to be grabbing it probably just for the energy because you got Dragonite for the Pokemon. So that's why you run Super Rod. You know, I mean, with the 3 Dragonite already, there's really no reason for you to run Brock Script. So we run 3 copies of Mega Turbo because it helps boost the speed of Mega Ray to attack, right? So attach a basic energy from the discard to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon, and on top of that, Mega Ray only has 1 retreat cost. So if you like discard a card to retreat, and then you play down Mega Turbo, boom, he's already powered back up if you need to attack him again with him again. So that's why we run Mega Turbo. I did that on Juan yesterday. That was pretty cool. It's pretty funny. He didn't see that coming. Because I retreated, pulled up Giratina, and then I pulled out and attacked with Giratina for the carbon to get the knockout, and then next turn, because I had Footstone and Giratina, I retreated, brought up my Mega Rayquaza, and just obliterated him from there and won. So Trainer's Mail, obviously, you're looking at this is how you're going to pull out your trainers. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck, wherever trainer cards there, you can pick them. You must pick only one. It can't be Trainer's Mail, obviously, and then you shuffle, you reveal to your opponent, and then you shuffle your deck. It's simple. It's a staple. Ultra Ball, obviously, it's basically to get Shaymins and Hoopas and Rayquazas and all your Pokemon. It's really why we run Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any Pokemon, put it in your hand, reveal it, and shuffle your deck afterwards. So we got VS Seeker. We run four copies of VS Seeker because VS Seeker is a card that's needed. It's with us running as many supporters in this deck as we do. VS Seeker is there specifically to get your obviously your supporters from the discard, and obviously you look for your discard and you put it in your hand. That's what the VS Seeker is there for. Pokemon Ranger, obviously. Counter Regice, you obviously need to have 1 copy of Pokemon Ranger in this deck without any further doubt, because Pokemon Ranger is you're running all EX unless you get Giratina out. You need to have Pokemon Ranger to counter certain cards. You run 2 Lysanders. The 2 Lysanders here, obviously you guys know what Lysander does by now. You switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. For many reasons, we use this card to go ahead and either do the stall or to get the easy knockout. It's pretty much the Lysander's there. 4. Now we run 3 copies of N. Obviously, you guys know what N does. It's for shuffle power, or also to go ahead and have draw support, and it's also there because let's say if you're losing, they're down to 1 card while you're shuffling their hands down to 1 because you draw as many prize cards as you have left. You may have 6 cards left, so you draw 6, they draw 1. I've done that quite a few times on a lot of people. They hate it, and then it'll turn the game. Sometimes it's a game changer and you win that way because they're only drawing 1 card. Your most powerful trainer card in the whole entire deck, obviously you run 4 Sycamores, and we're not running 4 Sycamores obviously like by what a lot of people think we're doing. We're running 4 Sycamore for consistency. Okay, you do not need 4 Sycamore to run in the deck. Really, you really only need 3 if you're looking just for draw support, because you will deck yourself out with 4. Okay, we're not running 4 Sycamore because of decking ourselves out. It's 4 Sycamore in this deck, in any deck that you run that I create, and it's because that better chance of getting a Sycamore early game, okay, or mid game, because that Sycamore is an emergency card and you absolutely need Sycamore for draw support. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. It's one of those cards that are very valuable that you need to have in a deck, and it makes your deck that much more consistent. I can't tell you guys enough how many times I've had dead draws, I've had bad cards in my hand just because of the way my deck shuffled, and Sycamore got rid of those cards and I got a fresh new hand and changed the game around and I won. It's simple as that. You're running Sycamore for consistency, and that's why you run 4 of them. It's not so you can use all 4 of them. It's there for the draw support. And it's there for the consistency, so you have an early chance of getting that early game. So we run, again, 4 DCEs, and this is obviously, you need DCE in this deck for Mega Rayquaza's attack. You can't run this deck without DCE, obviously. You can, but you're an idiot if you don't. So And then obviously the 7 Psychic Energies, obviously to power up again your Mega Rayquazas, your Giratinas, your Hoopas, and yeah, that's about it. And just any of your Pokemon in here. Obviously, this is a Psychic Colorless deck, so you can power up any of your Pokemon with that. So that is my Mega Ray deck that we have, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for supporting my videos, and we will have much more content in here in the near future for you guys. And yeah, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. And like I said, guys, just thank you guys so much for supporting my videos. And yeah, hit up Blacky Toys, guys, and I'm telling you, they have some pretty cool stuff there. I can't stress you guys enough that how much, you know, Jeff has done me well. I mean, I buy from him all the time. So I mean, they're really good guys, and they do run tournaments all the time. So you know, every Saturdays, and you know, just go out there and have fun, guys. Anyways, guys, that is all I have. Peace out. Bye.